and a flood of tears as the new Lobo coach meets his public. Good evening. A visibly emotional Craig Neal called today one of the happiest days of his life outside the birth of his two sons.
Neal was officially introduced as the head coach of Lobo men's basketball today. What does it mean for the program? Sports Director Van Tate is here to talk about that.
Yeah, Neal hopes to continue the success the Lobos have had the last 6 years by making a few changes to the offense. In front of a packed house today, Neal let his supporters know that he will speed up the offense and maybe even press a little on defense. Handling the offense was Neal's job under Coach Steve Alford, but this time around, Neal will have the final say. It looks like the Lobos will also still have the players they need to execute the offense. Neal recruited all of them, and he says he doesn't think any of the current players will leave the program. When talking about the opportunity he now has as head coach, Neal took time to remember the man who helped put him in position.
I have to thank the guy that brought me here 6 years ago, Steve Alford, who's done more for this program than any coach in the history of the program. He's been a friend of mine since 3rd grade. It's very hard.
Neal emotional through parts of the press conference today. Now, as far as staff goes, Neal has another assistant to hire, but is keeping Craig Snow, Drew Adams, and Brandon Mason. Later in sports, Lawrence Gilligan will give you an update on recruiting. Dick, back to you.
All right, Van, Neal's deal is considerably less than what Alford would have been paid under the agreement that he signed a few days before he took off, but it's still pretty good. Neal's 5-year contract calls for a base of $750,000 a year. It has incentives that could push that higher for things like the team's academic performance, winning the Mountain West tournament, getting to the Sweet 16. The agreement that Alford made 2 weeks ago had a base of $1.25 million a year and incentives that could have taken it to nearly $2 million a year. Now, Neal has never been a head coach, but he has an impressive resume. As a player, he was an Indiana High School All-Star. In college, he led the nation in assists as a point guard for Georgia Tech in the 1980s. He played in the NBA, then was a scout and assistant coach for the NBA's Toronto Raptors. He has been Alford's right-hand man for 9 years, first at Iowa, then here.
Remember to stay with News 13 for continuing coverage on Craig Neal's promotion to head coach. You can also head to our website, krqe.com.